Let me share with you guys the 3 things that the whale afraid the most inside Dogecoin. So the first thing in here that the whale they afraid the most is hold to the moon, guy. Think about that for a second. If right now the whale they throw out some good news, right? The Dogecoin going up, for example, and after that they throw out some bad news. Chance are, why do you think they throw a bad news? Is to panic a lot of small fish, the retail investor like you and I, for example, right? So it's kind of like going down, like Dogecoin going down. Most of the time, the small investor, they panic, they fear so much because the news is, crypto is going to end, and they cut loss. And the crypto going down, the whale buy back in, and they repeat back doing the same thing over and over, and they start to profit. But what if I tell you that doesn't matter what the news really say, and that we understand that cryptocurrency and especially Dogecoin is the future, and we hold just like the way I hold. If most of us hold into the Dogecoin, it's very hard for the whale to manipulate through the bad news, and that is the thing that the whale they afraid the most. But as a matter of fact, and the truth is, they know that it's hard to happen because most of the time it's hard to get everyone to hold, especially during this time they don't see the utility in Dogecoin. So that's the key number 1, guy. They afraid the most is holder. Key number 2, the whale they afraid the most is educate buyer. The people like you and I, we understand so well about Dogecoin. We understand that Dogecoin eventually will have more utility. Eventually, business, local and also online start to use Dogecoin, and eventually Dogecoin will go to the moon and we start to hold, and we understand about Dogecoin really well. And when that happens, it's very hard for the whale to manipulate our fear, and that is the thing that the whale afraid the most is you understand so much about Dogecoin, but the truth of the matter is not many investors want to invest. They don't even put an hour inside Dogecoin to study about Dogecoin. In a week they not even put in few hours into Dogecoin to understand what Dogecoin is really about, what the future of Dogecoin is going to be. They don't put in the time. Because they don't put in the time, they don't have faith inside Dogecoin, and they jump onto the next after the next big thing. And when the market going down, they cut loss and they think Dogecoin is dead. That's the second thing. And the third thing, guy, the whale that afraid the most is institutional buyer. If you take a look at Bitcoin, for example, back in the day, Bitcoin is only around like $2 or $3. And why do you think Bitcoin keep jumping to like $10, $200, $2,000, and after that, $20,000. Why? Because at one point during the stage of Bitcoin, institution buyer, the big guy, the bank, the big buyer like Michael Saylor, Cathie Wood, the long-term investor, they buy in and they hold. And that's how Bitcoin have value, and it's hard for Bitcoin to decline. However, right now, Dogecoin doesn't have that much amount of utility. And because Dogecoin right now doesn't have that much amount of utility, it's very risky for institutions to buy in. However, down the road, when Dogecoin get accepted by Tesla, Dogecoin able to use in small business, local, and also online. And when that happen, guy, institution would buy in, and when institution buy in, they pour in massive amount of money, like billions of dollars, and guess what happened? That is the time that the big whale afraid the most. Because why? The money they inject into Dogecoin is stay there and they hold. The whale cannot start to selling Dogecoin and panic through the news and start to buy in again at the low price. It's hard for them to do that. So I think over time that Dogecoin is going to go up, going down for a while until all those things can happen. The holders start to hold Dogecoin like me. I hold it for a long term. No matter what in the world do they say, I'm still hold. I understand and educate myself so well that I understand about the future of Dogecoin. The world, they cannot manipulate me no matter what. And the last thing is when Tesla, big business institution, start to buy into Dogecoin, Tesla do not sell Dogecoin, for example, that is the time the whale slowly going to be very fear, and it's hard for them to control the market. And you can see that many times through Tesla, before Tesla get manipulated by the whale for a long term, until Tesla able to deliver a massive amount of car, and investors like you and I, we believe into Tesla so much that we hold Tesla stock, so they cannot short Tesla anymore. Same thing with the case of Dogecoin. So when those three things happen, the whale is hard to manipulate, and that's the time that Dogecoin start to rise. Alright guys, hopefully this video is helpful. If you enjoy this video, like, subscribe, and every single week I release the content like this, and always invest like a genius.